Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me give my disclaimer, y'all. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, because y'all, we learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at the VIX today, only because the VIX kind of gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. So we have reached, it's a pre-market 2670, but we're still in this $26 area for the VIX. What's interesting is, we've tried to come down at this 2620 area, which is our 5 EMA as of now, and we found some support only to go back to the upside. So it seems like we bounced here only to go back up. So where are the trouble places for the VIX? 2640, 2670, which is not far from the 2692 that we have marked here. 2712 again here at 2743, breaking that level. 2777. Now keep in mind, normally when the VIX goes up, the SPY normally comes to the downside. So again, that's normally, let's say that. I say so often in this market, anything is possible, right? So if by chance the VIX breaks under this 2594, we could find support here at 2567. Breaking that brings us back to 2508. And if we should break that level, 2498, under that we could find support at 24.29, and the ATR trailing stop as of now at the $24.16. Again, I look at the VIX only because it kind of gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. So let's go to the SPY. And yes, my charts are very congested with the SPY because that's something that I kind of watch often, and when I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger, I mess it up every time. So let's go and see where we are with the SPY as of right now. We closed at 564.52, and what's interesting is we've been trading in this area here, so we definitely need to watch this, let's say 545.50 area for the SPY. Looks like we tried to go up only to get rejected here. So where are the trouble places as of now? Back to the upside, if by chance we break above 546.23, there's a lot of trouble here from, let's say, 546.55 all the way to the 546.96. There's a few places that could stop us out. Again, I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where my possible trouble places are. So with the SPY above this 546.96, we could very well have trouble again here at 547.34 if we should break that. 547.61, but as you can see, we've tried to come here before, so we definitely need to watch this 547.69, which is our 20 EMA as of now. If we should break that, 547.94, and as you can see here, there's a few layers at this 548 area, 548.10 all the way up to 548.44. We could get stopped out in those areas. Now if we should break the 548.44, we could possibly have trouble again. 548.68, 548.81, 548.96, and breaking that 549.15. Now back to the downside, because just because we had a strong decline yesterday does not mean we cannot continue declining. So with that being said, under this level of 545.97, we can come back to the 545.50, breaking that, 545.03, breaking that level around the 544.49. If we break that 544.49, we could very well come back and find support here at the 543.97. And if we should break that level, 543.84, 543.34, and if we should break that, 543.03, and breaking that brings us kind of back to this 542.60. If we break the 542.60, we stopped yesterday here at this 542.20, so that is interesting. Under that level, we could very well come back to the 541.06. So if you're trading the SPY today, those are kind of areas to the upside and to the downside. Again, I say not financial advice, and I'm going to zoom back out. As you can see, we've kind of been trading in this zone here. So are we going to go back up? Just know the 20 EMA is a rejection area. The 50 EMA is a rejection area. If by chance we get back above the 550 area, we very well can continue moving back to the upside. So again, if you're trading the SPY today, trade carefully. We are now looking at Tesla, and y'all know I say it so often. Tesla does what Tesla does, because yesterday we came off of a 251.27 low because of the deliveries report. Only only to make it to an aftermarket high, well, here of the 293. So Tesla went from 251, ranged in this 284, 285, 283, 284 area here, only to move back to 293, which is interesting. That is a range for Tesla, right? So I always say, where are the trouble places? It looks as if we've been trading here in this zone, right? Kind of like where our 200 EMA around the 266.54 area as a support place, which I have the area of, yes, 266.54 marked as a support place. So where are the trouble places for Tesla as of right now? If by chance we break back above the 266.54, we could possibly have trouble 267.54. Breaking that level brings us back to the 268.52, which is not far from this 268.98 area that I had marked, you know, from the daily chart. It's important to look at the different time frames because it helps us know where our trouble places could be, right? So above the 268.98 for Tesla, we could very well have trouble again at 270.74. And if we should break that, the 5 EMA as of now on this daily chart, on the daily chart, is at 271.88. If we break that, 273.31, and breaking that level brings us back to 274.62. And if we should break that, the ATR trailing stop, in my opinion, is a strong resistance area around the 276.88. Now back to the downside. Under this level of 264.58, we could find support at 263.60, and if we should break that level, 262.62 or 262.70, breaking that 261.84, breaking that level for Tesla 260.70, and if we should break that 258, 259.81, that is an area I would watch for Tesla here, because it kind of like stopped us here. We got to this point and moved to the upside strong. So breaking this back to the downside, in my opinion, we definitely need to be careful in this 259.81. If we should break that, 258.09, and if we should break that level, 257.05. What's interesting is if we break that 257.05 area, there's a lot of layers of support, but I would watch around possibly this area where the body of these candles are around the 254.45. So breaking that 254.45 would be an interesting place for Tesla. Is it possible? It absolutely is. If we should break that, the 251.27 is possible. So if you are trading Tesla today, those are areas to the upside and to the downside. And again, y'all, I say so often, not financial advice, because in this market, anything is possible. So let's look at Apple today just to see where we are. We closed at the 223.89, and because of the information that came out yesterday, we came all the way back down to the 206 area, which is interesting, y'all. We're back at 612.24 levels, which is about, yes, a very interesting ride, right? So if you're trading Apple today, I would say I would watch that 206.73. That is our support as of now. Our 5 EMA is around, let's say, the 207.15. That is our rejection area or our resistance area as of now. If we break that 207, 208.21 could be a trouble place. Again, around the 209.53, which is not far from the 209 area here. So if we break that 209.53 could be a trouble place. And again, at 210.93, breaking that 210.93, 211.66 could possibly be a trouble place or rejection area for Apple. Now, if by chance we break under, let's say the 206.15, we could very well come back to the $200.83. And if we break that level, 196.93 could be a support area for us. So if you're trading Apple today, those are areas to the upside and to the downside. Again, not financial advice. We are now looking at AMD. We closed at 102.96. We have been finding support this morning, or pre-market, at the $97.69 area. So if we should go back to the upside, breaking back above the 98.04 could be a trouble place. If we should break that level, 98.34, not far away. If we should break that, 98.66, 99.27, 99.37, not far away, and that's a 50 EMA, so it's kind of close to an area that we have marked. So if we should break that 99.37 area, we could possibly have trouble 99.78. That is the ATR trailing stop as of now for AMD. Again, not financial advice. So if we should break under 97.30, 97.38 for AMD. We could very well come back to 97.02, breaking that 96.82. And if we break that 96.82 area, 95.60 could be a support place for us for AMD, or we could very well come back down. And keep in mind, we could very well get stopped out somewhere in between that. So again, y'all, I say trade carefully today. Mark your levels, and once it goes against your why, have the discipline to get out, execute your plan, whatever it is that you choose to use. Be careful today. So let's look at Meta just to see where we are. We closed at 583.93, and as you can see, it seems like I've been seeing a bear flag on a lot of these charts today. So I would say trade carefully today. Back to the upside for Meta, 554.51, 557.07, 559.01, and breaking that 562.06, breaking that level 564.25, and our ATR trailing stop is forming at 565.19. So if you're trading Meta today, those are areas that I will possibly watch for rejection. Now to the downside, under 552.16, y'all, we could very well just keep coming on 552.16. Let's see, and I'm not seeing 552.16. So we have to just trade carefully. I have to go back and continue. I would say if we come down under that 552.16 for Meta, we are in an interesting ride. Keep in mind the ATR trailing stuff. The average true range ATR for the day for Meta is $21.23. And keep in mind that can be in either direction. So it looks like it wants to move to the downside. Just keep in mind we can decline down to that $21 range. So if you're trading Meta today, I say so often, y'all trade carefully. Let's look at Netflix just to see where we are today. We closed at 935.52, and it seems to be trading in this zone here. Support is around the 908.76, resistance around this 911.18. Breaking that 911.18, we could possibly have trouble 914.80. Breaking that level 916.98, and if we should break that 921.76, which is our ATR trailing stop as of now, if we should break that level, we could possibly have trouble again around the 924.47, and breaking that level, we could possibly have trouble 928.75, and again 931.66. So if you're trading Netflix today, those are areas possibly to the upside. Now to the downside, let's say under the 908.05 area, we could possibly have trouble, or find support here at the 904.84. And as you can see, there's a few times that we've been at this place here. So the 905.02 or 904, yes, 905.02 area, 1, 2, we've hit this 3 times now. So if we come back this time, we could very well break through. So if you're trading Netflix, I would definitely watch around the 905.02. Again, not financial advice. Breaking that level brings us back to the 902.25. If we should break that $900.09 is the next level of support. Should we break that level, 897.38. Yes, 897.38. So those are areas that I would possibly watch for Netflix. Again, not financial advice. And let's see, the average true range for Netflix as of now is $31.61. Keep in mind, anything in this market is possible. Looking at it on this daily chart, under the 865.39 area, we could very well come back to around the 835.89, and if we should break that, 825.73 is our 200 EMA on this daily chart. So if you are trading Netflix today, those are possible areas to the upside, possible areas to the downside. Again, not financial advice. And let's see, we looked at Apple, we looked at AMD. GameStop was an inside day candle, which was kind of interesting, y'all. Very interesting. Let's say that. So if by chance, 2303, we have an upside target of 2329. To the downside, under 2225, we had a downside target of $21.93. And as you can see, we have already reached that target and been trading in this zone. $21.40 is the support area, and the resistance area is around the $21.79. So if you are trading GameStop or GME, it is trading in a zone. Those are areas that, I would definitely possibly watch around the 21.79, breaking that to 21.93. And again, here at 22.25, if we should break that 22.57, breaking that level, we could possibly have trouble again around that 22.82, and breaking that brings us back to the 23.02 area. Now back to the downside for GameStop. Under 21.40, we could possibly have trouble, possibly at 21.18, breaking that level, $20.96. And if we should break that, we can come back to $20.48. So GameStop is on the list as an inside day candle today. If you trade GameStop, I say trade carefully, y'all. This is going to be a very interesting day in the market. I need to say that again. So don't think that because we had a strong decline on yesterday that we cannot continue declining, because we very well can. So I say mark your levels and make sure you have the discipline to execute your plan. Make sure that you have stop losses, whatever it is that you choose to use. Make sure that you use that. So again, y'all, hope these videos are very, very helpful. Hope that everyone have an amazing day today. If you could, please like, share, comment, subscribe, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, y'all be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.